हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन.
Namaskara, ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು ವಿಜಯ ಶೆನೋಯ್ and I am a resident of Malleshwaram since May 1986. I was working for the last 36-37 years and I was a travel agent by profession. I have since retired and now completely involved in the Malleshwaram community.
I am Arun Shenoy and both of us have been here for the same time, and I've been working for almost 45 years, and I had my own firm, and which was for water and sewage treatment and recycling.
We are here to speak about
Malleshwaram.
So we purchased this flat in 1984 when the foundation of this building started. We are in Sterling Heights on the 9th Cross in Malleshwaram. It was such an ideal location. It suited all our purposes, you know. We had proximity to the schools, children's schools. My daughter studied in Cluny and my son went to NPS Rajajinagar. And the restaurants, entertainment spots, shopping and our offices. We thought it was an ideal location in the 80s and 90s, distances being what? Between 5 and 6 kilometers maximum, which was easily done in like 20-22 minutes by vehicles. We were on scooters. You were on a...
I was on a motorcycle, and the roads were, the traffic was very, very minimal, and it was a pleasure to stay here in Malleshwaram in those days. And even the 8th main, which is near our building, was not so densely, not much traffic, and there was peace and quiet in Malleshwaram. Unfortunately, at this point of time, while I'm speaking to you, the traffic condition in Malleshwaram is so bad that, in many places, people don't even follow the traffic rules. People have no footpaths to walk on. Everybody has to, we are forced to walk on the road, which puts everybody's life in danger. Don't you agree?
Yes, and it was a great place, we thought at that time, to live our entire life. We have no regrets really, but we need to see that it becomes a more
conducive place to stay. In terms of cleanliness, when we came to Malleshwaram, I do remember that every street corner was very clear. There was no garbage which was accumulating in any of the places. The footpaths were also free of vendors. The only place that the vendors were there was in the end of 9th Cross, where the vegetable market was there.
Yeah, but even there weren't any footpath vendors as such. There was a very neat little market inside where they sat on little, ಇದು ಕಟ್ಟೆ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕುತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. Nice vegetables, friendly vendors, and lot of them did very well because of the population of Malleshwaram. I remember I suddenly missed two of them, and when I inquired, I said, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅವರು ಇಬ್ಬರು ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So then that was the era when the software engineers were mushrooming all over Bangalore. So one of the ಸೊಪ್ಪು ಲೇಡಿ ಅಮ್ಮ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ಅವರದ್ದು ಮಗ ಎಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ he is earning well. So he said, ಅಮ್ಮ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. That's how they used to go away. But it was progress of sorts, and it was very, very encouraging. But it was such a lovely community of all of us vendors. We knew all of them by name, and we were regulars in the market. We used to meet people regularly in the market. Of course, it has grown
tremendously. The thing is that when we shifted to in this building, our both our children, one was 8 years old and the other one was 4 years old. The son was 8 and my daughter was 4, and they had a multitude of friends, not only in the building but in the surrounding areas, and they used to go down and play because the advent of TV was not there, and there were no computers, no internet, no games that you could sit at home and play. So everybody was playing downstairs and they were very happy. Now we have come into a Malleshwaram where the number of kids in this building are so little. Nobody plays. Nobody goes down and play. They don't go down and play. And the problem is that there is no place for children to play anywhere in and around Malleshwaram.
We tried creating some public spaces, but people are hesitant to come out. See, our kids, we live on the 9th cross. We are sandwiched between the 11th main and right up to that side, 4th main. Our kids used to play dhaba dhabi, chor police, and all that. We never knew where our kids were the whole day. Today, I find parents are standing, waiting in the morning till the right bus comes, even if the kid is 15, 16. I've seen older children with their parents standing in their night clothes, waiting to put the child in the right bus. That's the difference between Malleshwaram of then and now. And it's not been too many years. We're talking about like 20, 30 years, and there have been so many changes.
Our son used to go by cycle from here to Rajaji Nagar, that is to National English School, and daughter used to go walking all the way to Cluny. I mean, it is unthinkable today because most people are dropped by cars, and if you try to go on the 11th main at about 8:30, there is no way that you can even walk because the cars are parked. It is a complete mayhem in that area.
But even in spite of all that, Malleshwaram is a great place to stay in. There is no doubt about it. Now on retirement, I discovered that there's a huge community in Malleshwaram and very diverse. So I am actually mixing around with people from age group maybe say 25 right up to 70, 75. And we have a great time. We have formed cozy little communities. We have a small community for art, painting, even playing cards. We have a couple of people coming over and playing rummy with us. And we fix up days, and we really didn't know each other. We've been living in the same area for the last 20, some of us for 25 years. We had no idea that we were living next to each other. But today with retirement, this becomes a very important issue, and so we make it a point to meet. And then we have, as Malleshwaram Social, which is a great platform to be on, we are doing a lot of community work wherein we have got solid waste management. We're trying to educate people not to litter the place. So we have regular plogs. We've undertaken a project with the Kadu Malleshwara temple, which is, as you know, Malleshwaram is the place for all these temples. So we are starting that as our pilot project. So a lot of activities are going on. We have redone the conservancies. So that will be a very large topic to talk on. Maybe we can do that the next time.
Yeah. She and her group have been instrumental in starting what is known as a plog in Malleshwaram, and they try to inculcate a sense of responsibility in ownership of one's own garbage so that they don't throw it in places outside their house, right? So they've been trying to inculcate this kind of habit where people collate their garbage and keep it in front of their house in receptacles, so that the auto rickshaw which comes, it's called
Yes,
the auto
door-to-door auto collection, which is there prevalent in Malleshwaram. I think we have been very privileged to have that, and every doorstep the garbage is collected. However, people are still not willing to segregate it, and that is what we are trying to inculcate into the people, that this is what we do. Namma kasa nam javabdari alva at the end of the day. So that people are not willing to accept, but we are still striving to do it, and I think perseverance will pay, because somewhere we'll make a dent, and one fine day it will work. So we are very, very persevering, and we are doing it on a, you know, small scale, large scale. We've involved the colleges also now. So this is the beauty of Malleshwaram. There's a lot of togetherness in all these things.
And
Besides this, we have a lot of fun too.
there are various groups in Malleshwaram, as Vijaya said about Malleshwaram Social, where these groups have included the government officials like the BBMP, like the waste management officials, the police, both the law and order as well as the traffic police, and the electricity department. So whenever the power goes off and people complain, the departments concerned take up the complaints and see that a resolution is arrived at. So when the power goes off, they are good enough to send a message saying that it will come in 20 minutes or it will come in 15 minutes. This is the problem. If there's a leakage of water, the government department, the BBMP officials respond to it. The traffic police respond to our complaints about illegal parking, one way. But the most important point is that people themselves should learn to follow rules and regulations, because finally the society that we live in, its progress is only defined by its ability to follow simple rules, traffic rules, garbage rules, and cleanliness rules. So unless we do that, Malleshwaram, I'm sorry to say, will deteriorate further, and
but we'll not
lose.
let it happen. As a community, we'll not let it happen.
Yes, but
So I am very clear that we talk to people, we engage with people as we are working. I've had people telling me, oh, illi clean madidira, naale alli clean madi. So they've taken us as safai workers. We are willing to accept that. But what we tell them in return is, naale neeve banni nam jotege clean madake. So then it makes a difference. Then they realize, these are not people who put on gloves. There was a comment made, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ನಾಳೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಗ್ಲೌಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. That's not the point. We want to make this an awareness campaign so that people are more aware, and that is why we are now tackling the schools and the colleges. So wherein they will start at that level and tell their parents. I have seen parents standing at the ಎಳ್ನೀರು guy, for instance, using a plastic straw. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದು ಕುಡ್ದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಡಿಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, then you have to take the whole thing and bring it up. They take the plastic straw, throw it on the road. So we stand there and tell them, because the child is with them, we point it out to them. It's so shamefaced, but that's the only way to go about it. Unless either you educate through the children or you educate your children, whatever it is. I think the reverse works better, because when the children tell you, you are most shamefaced. So simple things like this, where we walk around, we do our rounds. I used to be a very avid walker, but thanks to the footpaths now and the traffic and the weather, my walks have stopped for the last 2-3 months.
People should understand that the people, like Malleshwaram Social and the various other interested parties are only catalysts. They are catalysts in trying to inculcate the idea of what has to be done individually. Because unless we individually correct ourselves as a society, we will not see improvement.
And the sad part is, we are not in it for the publicity. That is what people fail to understand. We are not doing this to get likes on social media or anything. It is an awareness drive. So that is now, so slowly people are understanding that, okay, so this Vijaya goes with her blogger, now this is to tell us this message in this. So it's we are getting there.
And as they do the plugging also, they request the dog owners to pick up the poop which is left by the dog. They don't care, because they don't even have what is known as a poop scooper. They don't have it, but they come with 2 dogs, 3 dogs, 4 dogs, because these 4 dogs, 5 dogs are by what are known as dog walkers. They don't have the time, and the person who takes the dog for a walk is least interested in seeing whether where they have pooped and why they should remove it, and they get into a fight. So it is for the owners of
So
these
besides
dogs.
the dog poop, we have the humans, all the men folk who come pass through Malleshwaram using our 11th main wall for a quick pee, in spite of the fact that there are this thing. So one of the things I'm well known for is that I carry a wolf whistle. Though I can whistle myself, I also carry a wolf whistle when I go for my walk. So I've had so many people, either just before they start their business or halfway through their business, and you'll hear me blowing a whistle. So they have been embarrassed, but well, that's the only way to teach them. So a lot of people have questioned me saying, what is the alternative? If they feel like going, they got to go when they got to go. That's not the point. You got to go when you got to go. There are public loos. Use them, pay 2 rupees, pay 5 rupees and use them. We're trying to impress upon the BBMP to get these toilets to be free of cost, but who's going to maintain them? As a society, we have our civic sense is at a very low. So we need to inculcate these habits. We're trying that also, but then we have our fun while doing it, because everything can't be work, right?
We want Malleshwaram back to its pristine days when we arrived here in 1986. We want it to be clean, we want it to be beautiful, we want people to be friendly, we want a society which follows all the rules that are mandated for a good society. We hope and we wish, that is all. Our time is coming to an end, but I hope the younger generation follows the catalysts like Vijaya and her group to keep Malleshwaram clean. At least we strive for that. That's all what we can say at this time.
And finally,
हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन.
I love Malleshwaram.
So do I. I love Malleshwaram.